Okay, so the AI boom is, well, it's everywhere, right? We're all hearing about this amazing new era of productivity. But what if there's another side to that story? A recent super viral commentary is digging into the hidden costs, the human and the technical side of things. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
And it all kicks off with this really powerful image. A software developer, his name's Garrett, he starts his YouTube video and he just points right at his eye. It's totally bloodshot. And he says it's literally from the stress of job hunting in this new AI world. I mean, wow. It's just this incredibly visceral, kind of shocking image, right? And it tells you everything you need to know about the pressure developers are under right now.
So, that really brings us to our first big idea here, which dives right into this intense new reality. The original commentary calls it the race for slop. And trust me, it's a completely different ballgame than what we were seeing just a couple of years ago.
Just look at Garrett's journey. It is absolutely grueling. So he gets laid off, and for 9 months, he's just applying nonstop. He finally gets this huge opportunity with one company and goes through 9 separate interview rounds. I mean, can you imagine? At that point, you're thinking, this job is mine. And then, nothing. He gets rejected. After all that, you can just feel his heart drop.
So, you gotta ask, right? Why? Why did he lose the job? Well, he actually asked for feedback, and what he found out is kind of mind-blowing. See, Garrett's approach was all about quality. He used a mix, about 50-50, AI and his own manual coding. But the person who got the job, they went 100% AI, no manual work. And because of that, they produced 30 more features. That's the takeaway here. In this new market, it seems like pure speed and quantity are just crushing human craftsmanship. And this is the really crucial point. This isn't just Garrett's bad luck. This is a sign of a massive market shift. The market has spoken, and it's basically screaming, we want more stuff, we want it faster, and we want it cheaper. Think about it. The skills that made you an amazing developer in 2019, writing that clean, maintainable, beautiful code, the source argues those skills, they're becoming obsolete. It's a huge change.
And all of this leads to this key term from the commentary, slop. So what is slop? Well, it's this high-volume, AI-generated content and code where the only thing that matters is speed and quantity. Quality, maintainability, forget it. It's all about sheer output. The original source even jokes that slop is the new peace and strength. It's the new ideal we're all supposed to be chasing. Okay, so we've seen the human cost, right? Garrett's story is pretty heavy. But now, the commentary pivots to something you might not expect, the surprising technical cost of these AI tools. And the way it's framed is brilliant. It's like the AI itself is having its own kind of nervous breakdown.
You probably remember this, right? For a while there, AI tools felt like the best deal in history. $20 a month for unlimited access. But what does unlimited even mean anymore? The commentary makes this great point that unlimited was really just a market survey to figure out how much we actually wanted it, so they could then tell us the real price. And now that bill is coming due. We're all shifting to this token-based pricing model.
And this is where token-based billing gets kind of wild. Here's the catch. You're not just paying for the final perfect answer. Oh no, you are paying for the AI's entire messy, chaotic thought process. It writes a draft, you pay. It second-guesses itself, you pay. It completely starts over. Yep, you pay for that too. You are literally funding the AI's nervous breakdown, thought by thought. It's all on your tab.
Okay, so you're paying for this whole messy process. But what about the quality of the final result? Is it even any good? Well, a recent paper from Microsoft Research just dropped an absolute bombshell. They found that the top-tier best of the best AI models corrupt, get this, about a quarter of all document content when you use them for long workflows. A 25% corruption rate. That is insane.
And here's how the paper describes these errors. Sparse but severe. The commentary latches on to this phrase, and for good reason. It is chilling. Sparse but severe isn't like a little mistake here and there. As the source so brilliantly puts it, sparse but severe is how you describe a sniper. The errors don't happen all the time, but when they do, they're catastrophic, and you never see them coming.
And then you get to the real kicker, the punchline of the whole study. The researchers thought, okay, maybe if we give the AI more tools, it'll get better. Makes sense, right? Wrong. Its performance actually got 6% worse. Let that sink in. They gave it more tools to help, and it made the problem bigger. This is a documented case of more capability leading to a less useful tool. Just wow. Okay, so let's shift gears a bit. We've been talking about the corporate world, the technical stuff, but now we're going to bring it home. Literally, we're going to look at the impossible, really personal choices that AI is forcing on parents.
And it all really boils down to this one simple but huge question. What do we actually want for our kids? The commentary tells this story about a father who walks in and sees his 9-year-old daughter just casually using Google's AI, and he just panics. He has this moment of sheer terror about her future.
And the thing is, what she was doing was so sweet, so innocent. She was asking things like, how can I get along with my sisters better? And how can I swim faster? She was even brainstorming plot lines for her favorite books. Totally harmless stuff. But for her dad, it still triggered this deep, overwhelming anxiety. And this right here really gets to the heart of the father's conflict. On one hand, he wants his daughter to learn things the old-fashioned way, through struggle, through practice, to really earn her skills. But then he looks over at her friend, whose parents are all in on AI, and that kid, at 9 years old, is already shipping actual video games to Steam. It's this new childhood arms race, and he's terrified that if he holds his daughter back, she'll be left in the dust. So, this really personal, relatable dilemma, it leads us to the final and maybe most important part of the whole argument. It's a bit philosophical, but it's about the fundamental difference between what we as humans create and what AI just generates. The source breaks it down into two key ideas, width and depth. AI has width. It's got this insane, sheer breadth of knowledge that no human could ever hope to have. It knows everything. But humans, we have depth. We have the story, the struggle, the experience, the love that goes into making something. And that is a quality that AI just cannot possibly understand. And to really make this idea of width versus depth hit home, the father imagines his reaction to two totally different pieces of art from his daughter. This example, I think, really gets to the core of it. So on one hand, imagine his daughter uses AI to create this technically perfect, stunning oil painting. He says he'd be unimpressed, maybe even a little bothered by it. Why? Because it's all width, no depth. There's no story. But then, imagine she shows him this sloppy crayon drawing of their house she made. He says he'd just be overwhelmed with love, he'd probably cry. Because that clumsy drawing isn't just a picture, it represents 4 years of their life, of her growing up, of their family's entire story. That's infinite depth. And he sums it up with this incredible quote. He says, "That crayon painting is more Mona Lisa to me than the actual Mona Lisa." I mean, that just says it all, doesn't it? For him, for us, it's the personal story, the love that's baked into that simple drawing that makes it priceless. It proves that for humans, it's the story that gives everything its meaning. So, in the end, the father makes his choice. He decides to let his daughter struggle. He's going to give her the chance to fail, to get frustrated, because he believes that through that messy process, she'll develop something AI can't give her own voice, her own unique perspective, and her own story. And that brings us right to the final, really provocative question the commentary leaves us with. In this new world, you have one kid who's learning to struggle and grow, and then you have the other kid, the one who's learning to prompt, to delegate. And the question is just left hanging there, what else was learned? If anything,